as you can see, I am really getting back into this, and here I am with another update video. I have got so much really exciting stuff to tell you. It will lead to a lot more updates because there is some very positive things going on, but I wanted to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I just haven't been able to. So when we first moved to Bristol 2 years ago, I actually filmed and edited an entire house tour, and then when I discussed it with John, he didn't feel comfortable with me putting that on YouTube, which absolutely fair enough. I respected his privacy and I never put it up. And then when I moved into this room, anybody who was a crafter, which I'm assuming the majority of you are, will know how much stuff that takes. And I don't know if you can see behind me how small this room is. No, it's not gonna, come on tripod, hang on. That is my room. So that's partly why I haven't been creating as much, filming as much, all of that stuff, because it's just been really, really difficult for me to even just live in this room, let alone create, let alone give you a tour. However, I'm moving out. I know, I have lost count of how many times I've said that over the last 8 years. I'm moving in with a very lovely friend of mine. I've known her for more than 20 years. She is my oldest friend, and a room in her house has come available suddenly, and I'm really excited because it means that I'm gonna, basically it's gonna be like just one big sleepover all the time. I'm sure it won't be like that, but my new room is going to be massive. I'm going to have loads of space to create, and I, in the course of thinking about moving again, have come across some things in this room which, when I moved here, it was a very big downsize from a three-bedroom house into a single bedroom, so I just got rid of loads of stuff, and I talked about destashing and found that everything that I brought with me here was all the stuff that I absolutely couldn't part with. I never did the destash because I just was too attached to all of that crafting stuff. So when I was going through the room today, they're coming to take the photos for the estate agent listing tomorrow, I was tidying up and I was cleaning and I was finding all of these things, and I really wanted to sort of share some of them with you because they are very important to me as a crafter. And then there's also a few of those other sort of sentimental bits that I thought you guys might appreciate seeing because it sort of makes me who I am and it tells a few stories. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and then give you a very probably in-depth room tour for the size of the bedroom. So one moment. I am going to try and do this as steadily as I can because I hate it when people do sort of vlogging stuff and they have shaky hands, so I will try and show you things nicely without being too shaky about it, she says, shaking the camera. Let me turn it around now. So this is the main part of the bedroom. This thing that we've got here, ignoring the very full bin, is an RAF trunk that my mum bought. I think that this was used by Flight Lieutenant E.F. Thorpe, or Lieutenant, I don't know how you say it, during, I'm thinking possibly one of the wars, to transport glass. It's very, very sturdy. It is absolutely chock-a-block full of yarn. I will show you. I have to sit on it to get it to open, and then I have to sit on it to close it again. So yeah, literally stuffed to the brim with spinning, fibre, yarns. Here's the spinning that I most recently finished. Oh no, this one. I showed this to you in a video. I talked about this one. There's just so much stuff in here. There's loads of fibre in there, more fibre. Underneath it all is all the yarn. I'm not going to go through it, but this thing here, everywhere that I move has to come with me. I'm not allowed to get rid of it because Mum owns it, and I think that the day I get rid of it is the day that she will disown me. Just sit on the trunk to close it. So yeah, that's the yarn trunk, and it's got a really, really nice place to go in the new bedroom. Let's get this PowerShell from when I went to New Zealand. This plate here I'm just going to show you just for fun, but we did this for my 21st birthday. Got my dad, my mum, my friend and my gran. And then in there, that's normally a project basket. It's just got my sheepskin rug in it at the moment so that it doesn't get damaged. I will come to all of this in a minute. That's really the meat of the subject. We'll go this side first. So ignoring all the normal life detritus, down here is all of my notebooks, and I've got buttons and cardstock, I think that says. It's probably more likely to be full of ribbons. Yeah, none of this has been touched because I shoved it all in there and then pretty much forgot about it because I couldn't access it. You can see it as a huge room, guys. You can hopefully understand why I've been as rubbish as I have. Again, that's all just life stuff, but up here we've got a load of stuff that just got shoved up here when I moved in, and at the back there is my knitting machine toolkit. It's full of weights and stitch markers and counters and pick up things and spare machine needles and all those things. That's all my paper crafting-ish stuff. It's like colouring things and Sharpies and glue, and that used to take up about 4 of these boxes. So when I moved I got rid of a lot of it. That there is all more spinning fibre. I used to sell that and then thought I might sell it again and realised when I got here that actually I like it too much. Just down the side there, that's Aida fabric, reams and reams and reams of it. That there is a giant ball of yarn that will one day become a blanket. Spinning wheel, which has never been used. In there is a whip basket which is full of knitting whips that I have yet to finish. These guys all mean a lot to me. The one at the back is Paw. He is a gorilla. He came from Hamleys. Mum and Dad bought him for me when I was about 8 and he was my boarding school buddy. He used to go to boarding school with me. That one there is Winnie the Pooh, also from London. I don't know if it's actually Winnie the Pooh, but again I got him when I was about 7 or 8 when Mum and Dad went away, and he is very special to me. He's the teddy bear that I brought to the UK when we moved, and all of the others had to come over much later on in a shipping container. Not full of my teddy bears, just to be clear on that one. The one at the back is my first ever teddy. His name is Teddy. He's quite fragile and I don't tend to leave him out where people can see him because he just has a very special place in my heart. This one here, my brother used to give me a teddy bear for Christmas every year, and I don't think that one actually has a name, but that's the last one that he gave me. He came from Harrods and he had chocolate around his neck. So yeah, I donated all of the others to a charity shop. I had 300 teddy bears when we were in the other house, which are all just what I'd collected over the years. So I donated the majority of them and I just kept the special few that I really couldn't get rid of. Sneezy was my nickname at university and was a gift from my friend Grumpy, in case you were wondering. So he comes with me as well. And then Digger I knitted when my childhood Labrador died and I wanted something to remember him by. Right, now we get to the majority of the stuff that is of interest to me and to you, and I'm being very bad at filming this and moving stuff and talking while I'm doing so, so sorry about that. Anyway, ignoring this because that's a present for somebody and I hope you didn't see it. There I've got a cross stitch that Ricky made for me when Plutonian Muffins hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which was on the walls, but I'm not actually allowed pictures on the walls here, so I couldn't put them up here. This, I used to be absolutely obsessed with penguins, so I got that for my 16th birthday, and then I'm sure a lot of you will remember the dragonfly cross stitch if I move my salt rock lamp out the way. You cannot see that at all. That was on the walls in my room at in my craft room in the other house, and it will be up on the wall in my new room because it has actual picture hooks. Okay, moving up to the next shelf. This here is another whip basket. That one is spinning stuff, and there's a couple of ping pong bats in there as well. My little lorikeets that I stitched when we were in Australia. A bit of Life Detritus again. Board games. These things here all mean a lot. This was my mum's ornament when she was a kid. That's a festival voodoo doll that a friend gave me. My brother gave this to me when he came back from New Zealand. I got that in Malta when I visited with my cousin. John bought me that to think about Tonks, and because obviously Tonks is no longer here, she's not passed away, for those of you who don't know, she lives on my mum's farm now. I like to keep that one. This was a present from a friend. It says, "When it rains, look for a rainbow," and it's a little like message in a bottle type thing. And this weird Powerpuff Girl thing was my birthday present from a friend this year. What else? Oh, there's a couple more teddies here. This one here was my dad's teddy bear when he was a kid, so I keep him to remember my dad or to think about my dad. And then Mum gave this to me last year. Many of you will appreciate this because it says, Remembering Our Lambs. So they're not on the same farm that they were on when you all saw the Farm Fridays, and all of those sheep, I never actually talked about what happened to them, I don't think. They all went to a local farmer's farm, so we don't have them anymore, and we don't see them anymore. I don't know what happened to them, but given how much love and joy they gave us, it was quite an upsetting time when they went. Now we get to some of the craft books. So all of those back there. I have actually used some of these while I've been here, although it's been very difficult. Notably, it's not even in there because I've used it. It's the Knitsonic Stranded Colourwork book. That's definitely not right. I will put a link to it in the description box down below. But there's, I'll talk about that in another video. That involves a video all to itself. So we'll come on to the Knitsonic thing another time. But yeah, these are some of the books that I just absolutely couldn't get rid of. There's some old pom-pom magazines there, and then Harry Potter books, which I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, in case you were not aware of that. And then up here is my Tiki Creeper, a unicorn thing that Ricky gave me for my birthday last year. It's got felting soap in it at the moment. A little paper cut that I did. It says Bristol balloons on it. Some cards from when I first moved in, my collection of spindles, and then just at the back there a heck of a lot more craft books, and that's not even all the craft books. Let's talk about the things. So this here is Skinny Lizzie. My gran made her for me. She lost a shoe at some point along the way. I have no idea what happened to it, but my gran is not very well, unfortunately, and I used to carry Skinny Lizzie with me literally everywhere. Those of you who knew, I had skinnylizzie.com for a while where I sold my crafts. She used to come to all sorts of events, and I would take photos of her and blog about them, and Skinny Lizzie was always there, so she's one thing that I will never get rid of. These three here again were ornaments of my mum's. Ricky gave this to me for my birthday last year along with the unicorn. John bought this for me. When we went to Buxton, I wasn't vlogging at that point or YouTubing, but I did write a blog about it. I will leave a link in the description. Then we get to the little Africa section. So behind there is a framed postcard that my mum sent me from either Ethiopia or Uganda, I'm not sure. This here is an elephant that I bought in Zambia when I was working there. It's made out of snare wire, so the poachers in the national park that we were working in would leave snares out to catch animals, and the rangers would go and collect up all the snares, and then a little boy would make them into these animals. So there's a little elephant. A beaded lion from the same place, and then I actually have no idea where these guys came from. There's a little wildebeest, wildebeest, I don't know how you guys say it, and a giraffe. Think words, Corey. I think I actually got those when I was about 12 and we went to Victoria Falls for the first time since we left Africa. This here is a geode that my brother bought me when I think I must have been about 13 or 14. He was 16 and he went to the Natural History Museum in London. A little felted tonks. At the back there is a fairy statuette figurine that my brother gave me for my birthday one year. I'm astonished I haven't broken it. I've had it for over 15 years. It is one of my favourite ever ornaments. Another thing I used to collect is ornaments. I was a bit of a collector. A little beaded hippo, very much like the beaded lion. In here is a stone that my best friend gave me for my 16th birthday. Very strange story, which I'm not going to tell you, but yeah. This is my needle felting kit, so it's got all of my needle felting needles in it, and a needle felted mermaid. This is just a little muffin pan, and she sits on a little rock in a needle felted sea. And that there is Nadine's fox, which she started working on about a year ago. Nadine is the girl that I'm moving in with. Let me have a look. Is there anything else? Not really. Although you can't actually see everything. Right, hang on. Under there are the books that I said I was going to de-stash and then couldn't bring myself to get rid of. When I move again, I haven't looked at them for 6 months. I might decide that I don't actually want them, but I couldn't bring myself to do it when I moved here. I was so emotional. And then I am actually going to look at my face again, hang on. And of course when I say look at my face, I mean make you look at my face, because I think looking at a video of my bed, not very exciting. But underneath the bed I've got a box like the one of the spinning that you saw on top of the wardrobe. I've got a box of candle making stuff, a box of college stuff, 2 boxes of toiletries, you're not bothered about that, 2 boxes of cross stitch equipment, a box of my spinning equipment like my carders and spare bobbins and I don't know, like my combs and all of those things, and another bag of whips. I've got a lot of whips that I was gonna smash through while I was living here, but then as I say, it's just been too difficult. And that's not even it as well, because my spinning wheel, one of my 3 spinning wheels, is in the lounge downstairs. I am so excited to move. I'm going to have at least double the space that I've got here. I'm going to have a desk so I can study in my room, I can sew, I've got space. I haven't shown you my cross stitch, but it literally just lives there in the window. Sometimes I have to move it because when it rains I can't be without my window being open. When it rains the cross stitch gets wet, so it gets moved into the middle of the room, which is literally just the only walking space that you have. This house has been fine. I moved here in a rush and it was sort of desperation that led me to take the first thing that was available, and I hadn't been thinking about moving out. My life is coming together a little bit more and I was just sort of thinking I would just get on with it. By the way, the room is never this tidy, it's just because I'm having photos taken tomorrow. Normally I've got like clothes and stuff everywhere because I'm quite an untidy, creative person. But I had no intentions to move because I was just like, I'm comfortable, I'm just living my life. And then Nadine said to me that her housemate was moving out, and I was just like, it's like an answer to the prayer I didn't know I was making. I'm very, very, very excited about it. I'll be moving on the 16th of September and I've got 2 weeks to do the move-in process because I only have to be out of here on the 30th of September. So I don't know if I'm gonna film it or do anything. I might be too busy doing other stuff, but I cannot describe to you how excited I am to be living with one of my very, very best friends and just going into a space where I can be my creative self again. I hadn't realised how much I was missing it until I knew I was moving, which was only yesterday. I only paid my deposit this morning, so it only all got confirmed. This is hot off the press news, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'm a state. It's 11 PM at night. I can't get this thing to lie down. It's been like that all day. I think I need to get a haircut because my hair's starting to go curly. I've got makeups on still and it's like a work day, so it's like all over my face. I can't speak properly, but I really wanted to film this and share all of my bits and pieces with you all, and my excitement to be finally reconnecting with craft and creating in a way that I can talk about with my people. My people are you people, as well as the creative friends that I have, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody. I've had so many lovely comments. I'm stunned that people are still subscribing and still commenting on my channel after I took 4 months off and didn't say anything, and I haven't commented on anybody, and I've just been frankly a little bit rubbish. So yeah, thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it, and I can't wait to share this journey with you. I will see you all soon. Bye!